Is brought to you by Fisher Funds. A KiwiSaver is generally an investment that people have for a long period of time. So what are the key points in our lives when we should be thinking about it and making sure it's set up to help us achieve our goals? We're here to chat through some of those key life moments. Welcome again to Guy Sloan, Wealth Advice Lead at Fisher Funds. Good morning, Guy.
Morena.
Talk to us. If we imagine someone starting a job for the first time, in fact my 15-year-old is about to start his job for the first time, and we set him up for KiwiSaver, what should he be considering, or what should we as parents be considering?
Yeah, look, when I think back to when, even for myself, when I started my first job in New Zealand, I spent a lot more time worrying about everything else other than KiwiSaver. I spent time trying to figure out what the definition of business casual was. It just wasn't top of mind. It's a really common theme we hear from young New Zealanders. When we speak to them, they just wish they spent a bit more time getting it right in those early days. So the good news is there's some really easy steps you can take to actually just have a look at it and just check that it's set for the future. So very important, obviously, starting that new job, let's check in and see what contributions we want to be making. Check with your employer. Some are quite different in how they're going to apply those to your account as well. A big one that always helps with your balance as well, check in on that fund choice. You might have a lot of time until you're planning to use your KiwiSaver. Let's make the most of it and understand how we're going to get that balance really working for us over time.
And then from there, what might the next significant milestone be?
We'll find out a little later today if Kiwis are going to get a little bit of interest rate relief, and this ties in quite nicely to your next big milestone, which is your first home. A lot of Kiwis are hopefully thinking ahead to this over the summer. It's a busy time, it's exciting. KiwiSaver can quite often be left to the last minute, so a really good top tip, have a look at it early, plan ahead, speak to your KiwiSaver provider and understand what steps you're going to need to take to actually use that account for the big day. The last thing you want to happen is you get there and you're waiting for those deferred funds to turn up with your lawyer on settlement day.
And I guess the next milestone for KiwiSaver would be retirement, right? So what should people be considering then?
Yeah, look, it's kind of the headline act of KiwiSaver, but for a lot of us, it might be a long way in the future. We're really busy at the moment with school holidays and just our day-to-day lives, but taking a moment to think about what we're trying to do with our KiwiSaver and how we're tracking towards retirement is really important. An extra $1 or $2 in those early years is going to have a huge impact. So again, thinking about those contributions, massively important. Also, it's never a bad time to check on that fund. If you've got a moment over this week, have a look and just see that it is right for your circumstances. Getting that correct early on in your KiwiSaver life is going to be really important. But equally, if you're approaching retirement and you're starting to think about how you're going to be using your KiwiSaver, don't forget that it's really great not just to get you there, but also to take you right through retirement. Your KiwiSaver provider will be able to give you a little bit of info on those flexible drawdown options, and if you need it, a bit of advice on what you can do as you move through retirement as well.
Speaking of advice, great advice. Wealth Advice Lead, Guy Sloan. Thank you for coming in this morning. Really appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I needed that conversation a few years ago, Guy, to be honest. I was just telling Chingy that when I was about 19, I was playing netball and one of my coaches said to me, look, you know, this is the sort of thing you need to look at. So I went, yeah, okay. So I put some money into it and then, you know, got a bit broke, probably wanted to go out for the night or something like that. And
lost a few games, you thought?
Yeah, that's it. I took it out, you know, and it still comes up every now and again. I think, man, if I'd only done that, you know, however many years ago, a few haircuts ago.
Lessons learned.
Yes, indeed.
Right, Mary Tony, another